We are back to back on corporate conversations this morning on India Market Open because we want to get you what's happening with the company straight from the horse's mouth. And IGI is what we're talking about next. The jewelry certification firm has posted another strong quarter with robust volume growth and steady margins. LGD's certifications continue to rise, lab-grown diamond certification. In fact, I'm going to bring Mahima, who tracks the company closely, to set up the conversation before we get to the management.
Right, so Tamanna, as you rightly mentioned, your strong volume growth coming in at 26% even in terms of the overall numbers, revenue growth at over 21% EBITDA growth at over 20%, and margins have remained steady despite of the kind of lower carated jewelry adoption, and net profit also has seen a good growth for around 18%. Overall, if you take a look at the average realized price, that is slightly declined on account of lower carated jewelry, and if you take a look at the revenue mix, also the share of lab-grown diamonds is going up. So the interesting part here would be to understand as to how lab-grown diamond adoption is taking place and how fast that has grown from the last quarter, and overall in terms of how this volume growth that has come in at 26% is sustainable, and of course will the margins sustain at the same level or not.
Thank you for that. Tehmasp, Nariman, printer, MD and CEO of IGI with us in the studios, as is Eashwar Iyer, CFO of IGI. Welcome to both of you. Thank you so much for joining us in our studios here at NDTV Profit this morning. We're loving to have this conversation in person. Tehmasp, I want to start with your take. Is it fair to say, with what we've seen with your quarter, that all of the companies that are saying Indians don't like lab-grown diamonds are being proven wrong? LGDs are here to stay?
Absolutely. We were the first organization to adopt lab-grown diamonds. See, they are diamonds. We are in the certification business. We certify gemstones and diamonds. We don't make any distinction between natural, lab-grown, synthetic, whatever. It's our job, it's our integrity to say a gemstone, we call a spade. And that is, we are third-party operations. Authentication. So what happens is that, we are not sitting in judgment. IGI has integrity impeccable, and we adopted lab-grown diamonds initially.
What is the volume growth that you've seen this quarter in lab-grown diamonds?
See, I think we track it more in terms of revenue growth. So this quarter, actually, we've seen absolute momentum across all our segments. So we, as Mr. Printer mentioned, we certify natural diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, loose stones, and then we also certify natural diamond jewelry and lab-grown jewelry. So, all of these have been about 20% growth during the quarter. So it's been a very, very strong quarter. Quarter 3 has been very good for us.
Yeah. And in a market condition which is very disruptive, there is tariffs going on, there are a lot of disruptions happening in the market. But in spite of all that, all these challenges, we have vectored up to 20% even this quarter.
Wow. Is there a YOY decline in the average revenue pricing? And what's the factor behind it, and is this a temporary factor or is this the new norm?
See, there's no real decline. It's the product mix which gets changed.
But which has led to what, maybe a 5% downtick?
There is an average realization price which is down 5%. Obviously, because this also is a Diwali quarter, right? The September quarter was a Diwali quarter for us. So you have a higher intake of jewelry certification that comes in. And the certification charges on jewelry is slightly lower than the loose stones. So that is the reason why this mix is at play. And that's the reason why we're seeing a slight ASP decline, so to say.
But you think it averages out during the year?
Absolutely.
Yes, it averages out.
So we haven't had any significant price corrections, so to say.
So if you look at the year as a whole, what is the mix that you would normally see, adjusting for all of these variations?
Okay, see, generally what happens is during festive season, like say Diwali, the jewelry consumption is much more. So like Eashwar said, the jewelry prices are lower than the loose stones.
Sure.
Okay, so the average price mix goes a little lower. But otherwise, it's a standard thing. I mean, only at the festive season, there's a little bit of a product mix. Otherwise, we do natural diamonds. How many, what is the percentage of increase in natural diamonds?
See, the way we normally pans out from a mix standpoint, around 55-56% is lab-grown diamond loose stones.
For the full year?
For the full year.
For the full year.
Around 20% is natural diamond loose stones. And the balance 30% is mixed between natural diamond jewelry and lab-grown jewelry.
26% growth in certification volumes in this second quarter. I'm just wondering whether some aspect, you mentioned that Diwali, right? So you have interest in buying jewelry. Is there a spurt that you got on account of that? Or do you think that this kind of trajectory is what you can expect in the second half as well? Marriage season, I guess, comes in.
Marriage season is another thing. Then Akshaya Tritiya comes in. You know, so all around the year, it's more or less happening.
So, but that 25, 26, 30%?
Yeah, see, we are in the January to December cycle.
Quarter.
So
Yeah,
it's quarter three for us. So last three quarters,
right.
it's been around the same. 20-25% volume growth is what we've been seeing last three quarters. So it's been consistent that way. Because each quarter, to what Mr. Printer is saying, has various elements of celebrations, etc., which keeps this going at a steady state.
Yeah, yeah, but you do have a bulk coming in. I think half coming in quarter three, like in compared to last year from lab-grown diamonds.
It's been in the last
50%.
It's been 55% is what it's been for the last 6 quarters now.
Yeah. So why is that? I'm just trying to understand the consumer behavior behind it, because we also at a time when gold prices have gone up. You'd expect some reduction of intake there. Is there a trend there that you're spotting?
See, the thing is, lab-grown is the new kid on the block. Okay, and the West has already accepted. In the US, it is an established product.
Sure.
Okay, in India, it is catching up. We are a conservative, traditional society. We believe in natural, especially for the bridals.
Yeah.
Now, if you take for the US, 50% of last year's bridals were in lab-growns. You know, but we more conservative. But see, for everyday wear, daily wear, you know, you can adorn yourself with lab. It's a diamond. Why do I call it lab-grown? It's a diamond. I'm just giving you the origin, which is earth-mined or man-made. And by the way, we sponsored the Women's World Cup cricket team. And we are so happy.
That's amazing.
I mean, these guys have done a super job. Yeah.
Are there going to be good endorsement deals for the girls coming in?
100%. 100%. We do everything for women empowerment. You know, I have 250, over nearly 300 women from rural India trained as professional gemologists, gainfully employed in the diamond industry.
Sorry to take the sheen away from the Women's World Cup. I mean, we talked about it all the last few days. I have to bring the focus back to this quarter.
Absolutely.
Now, international operations, right? And as I read the numbers, the international subsidiaries, the profits have deteriorated this quarter, if I'm not wrong now. Why is this happening? And is there a way to turn this around?
Okay. See, the thing is, my international offices have dual purposes. Okay. All the manufacturing of diamonds, as you all know, is done in India. So naturally, the certification worldwide also happens in India, in Bombay and Surat. Okay. Now, my offices abroad, say for US, for instance, their primary function is marketing. I want to know what the consumer and the retailers in the US want. So that information is translated to my India office, and we certify accordingly.
Okay.
You understand? So what happens is, while the information comes from there, certification happens in India, the product goes there. Now we also have the second involvement of the offices in US, for instance. We have a full-fledged laboratory. So there are quite a few diamonds which also go there uncertified. Jewelry pieces also go uncertified. So those are the certificates.
So again, that could correct itself.
Yes.
Okay, we have a management interview to go to as well, but Eashwar, very quickly, calendar year 25, do you stick to whatever the guidance you may have given earlier?
I think, we've seen extremely strong momentum during the first 3 quarters. We expect that to continue to the foreseeable future.
And growth rates continue for calendar year 26 as well?
Absolutely.
They do continue?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining in. All the best with the numbers, all the best with the cars and the sponsorship. Great gesture to sponsor the women's team.
Yes,
you guys are lucky that you've done it as well, right?
I love it.
It's a fabulous outcome.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.